Hi, this is Dave Parrish at Knack Builders. Today I'm doing a pretty quick video on how to use modal pop-ups in Knack. And if you don't know what those are, you see them in all kinds of software you use. When you click on something and a window pops up within your window, it doesn't just advance to a new screen. These are appropriate. I really like them, and they're appropriate sometimes and other times not. I'm going to share my experience using these, and I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, I'm back and begin our discussion on modal pop-ups. Again, modal pop-up is when you click on something and another window comes up instead of going to another page. Let me first just show the setting for that. You may know it. You can go to any page, and in that particular page I was just at was a common type of page you see in all kinds of apps you build in Knack. A list of customers or clients. In this case, it's when you want to add a new one. But let's go to that. This is driven by a page menu. That's add that new client. That is that button right here. So if we go to that element, there's that page. Now we can have all kinds of stuff on this page, but this only has the one form, which is add a new one. So at the page level, not within the form, you just click settings and display in modal pop-up. Okay, so again, clicking display page in modal pop-up is how you set that, and again, it applies for the whole page. Now note this, when you create something like add a client, any form, Knack gives you a default thing that says the name of what you're doing. It just shoves it in there, and so there's the title. But when you're on a page that's a pop-up, it already gives you the title. So I'm going to show you a best practice here. Add client. It will name that page add client. So now we have add client and you have add client. Sort of redundant. So whenever I'm doing a pop-up and it's in that situation, I'm going to get rid of the default title because it's going to give me the title of the modal pop-up, which is the name of that page. So if I save that, refresh it, have it apply. So now it's just add client. We don't have it twice. Now, if this was a whole new page we were going to, not a modal pop-up, it wouldn't do that. It would be the title of the page, just like this is. So let me move on to another topic. So here's how I use them. Again, I really like it. I think it's a great user experience. But they're best used when you're conveying small pieces of information, not large graphs or detail pages, not things that are going to force you to scroll over or move down on the page, not things with multiple steps to them, like a multi-pipe form or other more complex workflows. You'll get lost within that, nested down into the pop-up. So in this case, we're just adding a client, and there's a few pieces of information we got to get, and it's submit. That's easy. They're also very good when you have multiple, when you're looking at a row of clients, and you want to drive down and see some further information. And again, enough information where it's not, where it is consumable, but you click, and that, in this case, we're going to something that's more complex. We're clicking on a client and we're adding all kinds of things, additional related tables. So this is too much to handle in a regular modal. So want to go to a new page. But there's other, in this case on the right, we have, you know what, I'm going to see this client and I want to know who their family members are. This is a perfect way to do that. You click on it, and there's that information. In this case, we have the name, view family. We have a detail item, which is the client number and the name, and then the family members, which is a related table. Easy to do. You're not advancing to a whole nother page. And the user experience is good. If you have multiple multiple, let me reset this, people on this, you can just click on any one of these and grab it. You don't have to navigate back and forth between pages. So that's a good one. Now I'm going to show you this, sort of one of the last things here. Note the behavior of this. This is the standard default. I can click on here, and I'm going to go to another one too, add client. Let me say I'm putting in names of things, whatever. If I click off to the side, that disappears. Now, I personally am used to that, don't have a problem with it, but I have plenty of clients whose users find that to be difficult, especially if they put in a bunch of information, they happen accidentally to click off the side. Well, they're going to lose all that. Now, you can resolve that though. It's not a native functionality. You can't just click a button and say don't allow that. But Knack does have some code here. This is a handy thing if you get used to using code. Now, I'm not a serious coder, but I know enough of how to modify existing code. So here's one that prevents modals from closing with a click. I'm just going to copy this, show you how to do this. And I'm going to go to the section, and I'm not going to try to teach you all about the coding aspects, but API and code, JavaScript, that's what that is. Now I'm going to insert this. That's that code. Now it's not quite that easy, but close. This instruction says, well, you can set it to a specific scene or just apply it to all the app. Well, I'm going to apply it to all the app, which means I'm going to take that scene, instead of scene number, it's going to be any, and that'll mean all scenes. Save that code, pull this up, refresh it so it applies. Now hopefully this works. Click on add client. Now before it would have went away. Now I'm clicking off to the side. It doesn't. So that's an easy fix, and believe me, you do not need to be a coder to figure out that one. Again, I really like Modal PopUps. It's a great user experience, and that's sort of a brief lowdown on them. Appreciate you watching it there. Thanks.